Yo, what's good, everybody? Back with another episode of the G Perspective. You already know what it is. Your boy GMike, aka GMike. It's been a while since I've dropped an episode on here. It's been a few months now with sports going so slow in the summer. But we back, baby. We back. Before we get into it, please follow me on my socials at GMike Perez on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at GMike Media _. The audio version of this podcast is available on all podcast platforms under the G Perspective and on YouTube as well at GMike Media _ when you go to YouTube. Subscribe to my page too. You already know. This week, bringing on one new guest and one old guest, Dru Charles, and bringing on the new guest, Frank Hernandez, where we talk about a few things going on throughout the football season. We're 2 weeks away from the most teams' first NFL game. We go into some Noah Lyles versus Tyreek Hill 100-meter dash race, see who will win there. And we talk about Tua Tagovailoa and the comments that he made about his old head coach. So, great, exciting, fun episode. So, let's get into it. And don't forget to subscribe and leave some comments, baby. Yo, what's good, everybody? You already know what it is. Back with another episode of the G Perspective. I got my boy Frank Hernandez, the chef on the mix. My dog Dru Charles. Should have been an Olympian in the Paris Olympics, but he was like, nah, man, I'm not really going to do that, man. But my boys, how y'all doing?
What's good, G? How's everything, man?
You already know, man. Working hard, living life. I know you guys are doing the same.
Yes, sir. All you can do.
That's what's up. Bro, worked with these guys back in Santa Bistro, back in early 2010s, mid 2010s. Got along
2015, 2016-ish.
Yeah, around there. Talk mass smack when it came to sports because we all got different teams that we like, and most of our teams were sucking at that moment. I think right now the Chef's team is actually pretty good, maybe predicted to go to a Super Bowl, but we'll talk about that a little later. But Chef been doing a lot of great things, man, and I want you to express the stuff that you got going on for the fans out there and for the people, and let them know where they can find you and go and taste some of your food, my boy.
Heard that. Thank you, bro. It's thank you for having me on here. It's a pleasure to be here. And yeah, bro, what I got going on right now, it's I have a smash burger pop up that I'm doing at a local bar called 7 Seas. It's in the West Miami area. It's kind of like a legendary bar that's been there forever and a day. It's been there from like the early 1800s, I believe. But they've been serving the community for at least 30 to 40 years. And so I do a pop-up outside. I sell smash burgers. It's a really dope time every time and a new experience every time because you get to meet all types of people there. Very much in the biz bar, so a lot of people that work in the industry, in the restaurant industry, will frequent that place, and it's nice that when they're having their drinks and they're ending their night, they could hop outside and have a quick burger, and it's always good vibes, man. It's always good vibes. Aside from that, private parties and all that other dope stuff. I've done some cool yacht charters for some pretty dope people. Victor Oladipo, I've worked with a few times for private events, and I got to cater Nori's birthday like 2 years ago, which was really cool. Yacht charter, it was cool to meet him. Yeah, when you grow up listening to a dude and you get to cook for him, it's kind of like a surreal experience. It was pretty dope.
Facts. Yeah, facts.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, no, that's
but yeah, man.
You got anything else? Any other pop-ups that you got? Any other locations that you're going to as well, so people know what's up?
Well, aside from 7 Seas, which is located off of 2200 Southwest 57th Ave in West Miami, it's Coral Gables adjacent. Aside from 7 Seas, right now I'm kind of have a few things in the works that I don't really want to speak about just yet because I want them to come through and to fruition before I start promoting them. But there's some pretty cool ideas that I think everybody will enjoy them. And it's something that's going to be a little more family friendly, being as they're going to be more in the daytime. So that's what I'm looking to do. Right now, what I'm doing is more of a late night situation. So It's please. Oh, before I forget, follow me on at Smashburger Poppy on IG. That's my pop up page, and that's where I'm always posting my location and the times that I'll be there and the days that I'll be out there. Before I forget, make
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. What's up, dog? Hell yeah, man. Hey, keep grinding, man. You already know what's up, man. We just gotta keep grinding every single day to get things that we want, bro. You
Yeah,
already know.
got. I'm actually gonna be out there tonight, so I gotta after this, I gotta start prepping or whatnot, and
There you
get
go.
ready for tonight.
There you go. Hell yeah.
I was gonna
Let's
say
go.
too. I don't I'm not an old Depot or Nori, but I can vouch for these burgers. Like Frank actually catered my wedding, so with the burgers and
Nice.
the chicken sandwich, and it was everybody loved it. It was a great thing. So
It was
those
pretty
burgers
cool,
are the
man.
truth.
Yeah, bro. No, I
Thank you, Drew.
remember. I remember when we were working together. I would hit a Frank and be like, "Yo, dog, what's up, dog? Yo, hook it up with a plate, dog." Yo, always on point, always fire. That's why I would always go to you. I wouldn't even ask anybody else. Other people would be like, "Yo, you want some food? This and that." I'm like, nah. I'll get some later.
No, and
Easy.
if any of us ever said no, we could just find empty plates sitting in the service station on the low. Just plates
Literally.
randomly went missing and ended up in the service station. How'd they get there? How'd that
I
happen?
don't know. I don't know. Damn, this is
I don't
clean the fuck out. This shit. Did someone wash this?
know.
That's what's gonna happen.
Oh
But yeah, man, that's what's up, bro. Keep grinding. You already know what's up. But let's talk about your Dolphins a little bit later. But we're gonna talk about one player right now that he's getting a lot of attention because of this Olympian. So, U.S. Olympian track runner Noah Lyles said the Super Bowl champions are not world champions when they win. And he said something like that when it came to the NBA champions and all this stuff. So it was like, all right, whatever. Tyreek Hill heard about it. He from Kay Adams when she was on the training camp. She got a little interview with him and she told him what's up. And he was like, man, this guy's talking a lot of smack. He needs to stay in his lane. And then he was referring to his 100-meter dash and 200-meter dash. 100-meter dash, he won gold in the Paris Olympics, and then the 200-meter dash, he won bronze. And he was like, man, honestly, I think I'll beat him in a race. I don't think I'll beat him by a lot, but I think I'll beat him in a race. So I want to start off with Dru right here because I know you're a track runner. Just the first thing that comes to mind. Do you think Tyreek Hill can beat Noah Lyles in a race?
Nah, he's not beating him at 100. It's not happening. If you would have said like a 40, Lyles doesn't get out the blocks the greatest. He might have had a shot like in a 40 or something like that. Like that's Tyreek's thing. Like he getting off the line and stuff like that. So I think he would have a little better shot at something like that. But this man it's what he does for a living. This is his sole purpose in life right now is to run fast. And Tyreek Hill is great, but he ain't beating him. Maybe with pads on or something like that. You gotta find something that brings it closer to what Tyreek Hill does.
Yeah, definitely. What you think, Frank?
Well, first of all, I want to say congratulations to Noah for his gold medal in the Olympics. That's always a crazy successful accomplishment. If that's what you're doing in life, that's your aim in life, and you do it, amazing. So I can't knock him. At the end of the day, he did it for the U.S., so I gotta have respect for him on that tip. However, I gotta say this, man. He just sounds like one of those dudes that when he was in high school and in college, there was just more funding for the basketball program and the football program, and track and team always got the short end of the stick. So now he feels a little butthurt. That's what it sounds like. You know what I'm saying? He's not uplifting his other American athletes. He's knocking them, and I'm not appreciating that. And then about Tyreek, I gotta agree with Drew though. On a 40-yard, 40-meter situation, Tyreek takes him, smokes him every time. Not even a problem. But 100 meters, that's different. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but
saying?
that
That's
100 meters is 50 yards, if I'm not mistaken. Right, Dru? Or is it
100?
100
It,
meters? It's
it would
not
be
50 yards?
roughly about 110 yards or something like that.
yeah.
110. So a whole football field is 100 meters?
Yeah, it'd probably be
Okay.
like the football field in the end zones.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, more or less. So in that length of a race, I'm gonna give it to Noah Lyles. But on a 40 or a 50, nah. Tyreek is smoking him. Because Tyreek does that shit with pads on, and he's off the. It's like Drew said, he's off the line explosively. But that longer distance is crazy. You got to keep a pace there. You can't just go balls to the wall the whole way because you're gonna burn out. You're gonna get gassed. And I
Yeah,
don't think Tyreek Hill can do that. But whatever. That's just my opinion on Noah Lyles.
yeah, for sure. No, but it actually does make sense on like 100-meter race with being probably the length of a football field because then Tyreek Hill goes to Twitter and he tweets, sign the contract and lock in that 50-yard race. So he probably already knew, like, yeah, maybe in 100 meters he would beat me, but in a 50-yard race, I'm probably taking him. So maybe he was actually
It's like
thinking.
saying it's like saying sorry to throw. It's like saying
There you go.
Mayweather and the whole Mayweather and McGregor thing. Mayweather's gonna take it. He's gonna choose his where he's best gonna win, his best chances to win. So he's gonna keep to boxing, right? If Mayweather were to do an MMA fight against McGregor, McGregor's gonna rock him every time because all he has to do is take him to the ground, and he's gonna put him in some type of fucking armbar or some type. He's gonna submit him very likely, or even just he. That's just his realm. But in the boxing, Mayweather's going to take him every time. So Tyreek Hill has to keep it within the 50-yard situation to know that he's going to win. He's not going to put himself in a situation where he's more likely going to lose. No one's
Yeah.
going to do that. So you're going to, he's being smart about it. At the end of the day, he's a Dolphin, so I gotta be
Gotta be
on his
biased. You
side.
gotta be biased. You got
Oh,
I mean, like I said,
completely.
I don't know if he would win. I definitely think he has a much better shot at a 40-yard dash.
Oh no,
Um,
I'm saying he's going to win. I'm saying he's going to win.
I, I mean,
I'm saying he's going to win.
it's still Noah Lyles' job to get out of the blocks and like get off the line. He's not the greatest on the world scene for that, but I'm sure there's a good chance Tyreek Hill might not be either. But I think
And here's
he has a much better
sorry.
shot in the 40.
yeah. Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up this thing also about what he said about the whole world champions. Like, oh, you're not the world champions if you win the Super Bowl. You're not the football world champions. Well, but yeah, technically we still are because what other country is gonna put together a team that's gonna beat us in football? That's our thing. We're gonna have the best people in the world.
100%.
We're gonna
100%.
be the best team in the world. You take a team, a football team, and put it together and make it of the best in every position in football. Stop it. Who was the only other country, and they're one of their territory. So I don't know how this plays out. I've never really noticed, but it's Samoa. If, if Samoa puts together a team, what I'm saying, they might be the only ones because those Samoan motherfuckers are crazy.
Yeah, but are
Those
they
dudes be
skillful?
running.
Are they fast? Can they catch the ball? Are they athletic? Are
Yes,
they
yes, all
agile?
of that,
I
brother.
think I
Watch,
think they're good
watch,
bodybuilders.
watch. No, hey, watch those Hawaiian motherfucking football teams. Those high school football teams in Hawaii. Yo, and these players are big and they're strong and
Yeah, yeah, that for
they're
sure.
fast. They're athletic as fuck. They're athletic as fuck, dude. Hey, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, strong safety is Palomalu.
Yeah, one of the greatest. Yeah, for
I'll say,
sure.
One of the greatest.
where's Seiya from?
What? Junior Seau was Hawaiian. Yeah, he was another
Yeah.
Samoan Hawaiian dude.
Hmm.
Pacific Islander. Let's just say Pacific Islander. Those Pacific Islanders, the motherfuckers are strong. Like
Yeah.
they are. And they're athletic as shit, dude.
Yeah,
They
Okay,
those
play
but
dudes.
rugby. They play all that shit.
let's talk about now that we have that conversation going. But we're talking about 11 on 11. If you put 11 Black African Americans, obviously, in one team against 11 Samoan dudes, who do you think is going to take it when it comes to strength, skill, speed, agility, and football IQ?
I feel like
You,
if
I
you
don't
get
know
what I'm
because
you,
saying? You get what I'm saying? Like that's why I was like, I don't know. It's tough.
I feel like you have to really watch a lot of film and watch a lot of these high school football teams in Hawaii to really grasp it. Like when you watch these Texas motherfuckers and these Florida, because when it comes to football, the three best states are Cali, Texas, and Florida. When it comes to football, like we just have the best football players, bro. Around the country, they come the vast majority come from Florida, Texas, and
100%.
Cali, if I'm not mistaken. And but those Hawaiian high school football teams, I've seen a few videos. Like like little documentaries and shit like that about them, and I'm like, they're impressive, man. They're really impressive,
No,
and you have
yeah.
to take a look at it.
I'm
Like,
not taking it away from them. They're impressive for sure. I'm just saying,
and
like,
then, for example, look at Tua and his brother. Tua and his brother, they're great football players. They're skilled. They're athletic. They're agile. They're everything that you pointed out. They have good. They're teachable. They're coachable. You know what I'm saying? Like they grow up in these football programs and they start from young too, dog. You know, look out for. I'm gonna say it right now. Look out for the Samoan motherfuckers, bro. Them Hawaiian football players. Look out for them. They're gonna be more and more in the league, and it's dope to see, man. It's good football from them.
yeah,
I feel like Hawaii has, it's still like an American system. They're gonna have like their high school football teams, but I think where the issue comes in, and if this could be fixed, not fixed, but like if it were to change, you would definitely see probably a switch in it. But like when you take Fiji and New Zealand and all these countries that are playing rugby, if you could move those guys to football, I think all of a sudden it's like they step up on the scene more. And actually, they're going to add what is it, 7-on-7 to the Olympics? So
Flag
these things are going to start coming up a little bit more in some of these other countries because they're going to want to send teams and fill rosters. So I'd be curious to see like how if you can really make football an Olympic sport and get people into it, how the rest of the world kind of starts to get up to the America's level. Like, will it kind of be like basketball where now all of a sudden you're seeing international stars where you didn't see them as much in the past?
yeah.
So,
No, that's definitely a great point because in the 1992 Olympics, when MJ, Larry, Magic, all these dudes went overseas and all these other countries started seeing them play, they're like, "Wow, basketball's a great sport. We love to be a part of it. We would love to watch it." And then it just became more and more popular over the years because of that one summer in 1992. So that was a for sure. I believe that would happen with football if they put it in the Olympics. It's just
yeah.
football is very dangerous sport when it comes to tackle with pads and everything. So
Yeah.
I do like the idea of flag football. I mean, it is a little different, but at the end of the day, it's still football. So,
Yeah.
just
Um,
speaking with go ahead, Frank.
no, I just wanted to say this just to what he brought up. Also, just to Noah Lyles in the NBA, when a team wins the championship and they win that 7 game series, and especially nowadays more prevalent, as Drew said it, there's a bunch of international superstars in the NBA now. So it's literally the best from around the world strive to be where in the NBA. Although the NBA is an American league, but it's the biggest league in the world, and it's watched around the world. So, and it has like footholds everywhere around the world. So when people win in the NBA and they win that championship, they really are the world champions because you're playing in a league comprised of players or stars, star athletes from around the world at the highest caliber. So when you're the champion of said league, you're the champion of the world. So Noah Lyles, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, stay in your lane, all right, in every sense of the word, stay in your lane when it comes to that because it is what it is. And at the end of the day, like I said, in football or in basketball, we just did it now. We literally just did it now in the Olympics. U.S. went ham on everybody. It was an amazing run. It was a dope team to watch. It was super fun to watch. Steph Curry in that last game was ridiculous. It was just good basketball. It was just good basketball, bro.
Facts. And
The
going back to what he said in the beginning, because he was the reason why he brought that up about the NBA champs and all this stuff was when the FIBA World Cup was going on, and we didn't even have our like top 10 players in the league playing for that FIBA World Cup. So that he came out and said, "Yeah, when these players play and they win NBA championships, it's not like they're the champions of the world. You still got to go out there and play the other countries and this and that, blah blah blah." So I feel like a lot of these NBA players that played in this Olympics this year, Steph Curry, LeBron, KD, etc., they took offense to that. And you're like, yo, you know what? We're about to make the Avengers right now. We're about to go out there, show everybody, and including you, that we're going to be the best ever to do it. And no one else is going to stop us.
Yeah, they had a big ass chip on their shoulders for sure. For
I, fe-
sure. For sure.
I feel like I get what he was trying to say. Like I get the process behind it. But when you win, especially the Super Bowl, if you win the Super Bowl, there is no other team in the world that's better than you. But the NBA championships as well. It's like I know Jason Tatum was talking about it. He was like, "Yo, if you had to put your Celtics versus this USA team, who do you got?" And he said the Celtics. But I think that's true. Like if the Celtics had to play the US team, they're going to beat the US team. That team doesn't play together as much. They don't do those kind of things. And that is the best team in the world right now. Just other teams can't compete with that.
Nah, fuck the Celtics. Fuck them.
Nah.
Fuck them right in the face. Fuck them right in the face.
The bias side.
Fuck the
The bias
Nah,
side.
I get what you mean, but
Yeah, I
fuck
get what you
the
mean,
bro.
too. Yeah, for real.
Fuck
You wanna
the
take-
Celtics, dog.
Fuck Boston.
All right.
Man. Fuck Boston.
Hey,
Denver
while
was
we're
the
at it,
best
fuck
team
Orlando
in the
Magic
world 2
too.
years ago.
Fuck Orlando Magic too, bro.
I still love them.
I know, I get that, but you see my hat, dog. It's Miami against the world, my boy. It's Miami against the world, my boy. George is like, chill, dog. My ratings.
Orlando fans. I'm sorry. For what he said.
We're definitely the best team in Florida.
Yeah.
No,
For sure.
we had a better record.
No. I mean, how many championships y'all got?
Well, he's talking about this season. He's talking.
No,
about
I'm saying ever. I'm saying
We're
ever.
always-
I'm saying this
We're always
season.
bringing up the past.
Yesterday, I'm saying
Why
10
we
weeks,
bring up the
10 weeks from tomorrow, always. I can't imagine a time where you could say that overall, as a franchise and as a team, that the Magic are better than the Heat.
You're only as good as your
Name
last
one way.
season.
You're only as good as your last season. You're only as good as your last championship. You see, it's so much fun. I can always
Yo,
the Magic this season were crazy. I'm not gonna front the Magic this past season had a squad. Had a legit squad, bro.
Bro, their defense was immaculate, bro. It's just
It
that
was, man.
your offense couldn't get it together. Like your offense couldn't keep up with your defense, and obviously you're playing against who you get knocked out by? Cleveland, correct?
Cleveland in seventh in the game
Bro,
7.
You're playing Cleveland in 7 games when they have 2 pure scorers on their team, and you guys, I don't even think you have one. I wouldn't even call Paulo a pure scorer. Like, yeah, he could. Don't get me wrong. He could get a bucket, but like he's not out there like playing like Kevin Durant, like Steph Curry. You know what I'm talking about? Like, he's more of an all-around player in a sense, and you need someone who's gonna be a pure scorer for you guys. So like, you bring in KCP this year. I think that's a great pickup for y'all, man. He could give you 10 points a game, and that's what honestly you just need that right now.
Yeah, that would be good. And I think, like you said, I think he's slowly building up to it, but Paulo's got to just get to like that next level where it's just like we can put the ball in his hand, like, hey, we need 35 from you tonight. And he goes out and he does it. And I mean, in the playoffs, I think he averaged something pretty high, like
he did
like 30s or something, like high 20s, somewhere in that range. Like he went out there to play, but I don't know that he's quite there where it's like a night in, night out, where he's just like, yo, this is the guy, like, give me the ball and everybody move out the way.
But
he's not quite there yet.
But he's young. He's young.
He's still young. That was his second season.
Yeah. There's a lot that he's going to prove later on. I really think that he is your franchise guy. You just got to surround him with players that are going to score. You can't have a whole team that's just going to be pure defense, because then in today's day and age, bro, you're not going to be able to keep up with these high scoring teams. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, we kept other teams' scores down, but we struggled to put up that 100+ a night.
Exactly. Just before we move on, man, but I do agree with Drew. I don't think that Tyreek Hill will beat Noah Lyles in a race. I think he has a height advantage. Crazy. He's like 6'2", I think 6'3". Tyreek Hill's like 5'10", 5'11". I think his long legs are just gonna take over. And he's been training this exact race, 100-meter dash, probably all his life. So there's a lot of strategy and training that goes into it. Tyreek Hill, he's probably done it for a long time too, but not as much as Noah Lyles. So I think for sure Noah Lyles takes that. And then I'm also in agreement with Frank that, and what Drew had told me earlier before we got on the show, like I feel like all this stuff that he's saying is just for clout, bro. Like he's just saying all this stuff to get more attention because you know how it is with track runners and professional, what I would say league or Olympics or whatever. They don't get a lot of exposure. They don't get a lot of money compared to NBA players, football players in the United States with these big time contracts and these big time security blankets. These track runners don't have that. So I feel like he's taking advantage, trying to get all this clout, trying to get his social media followers up or his views up and all this stuff to make more money because you obviously you monetize through social media and YouTube and all this stuff. So I think he's doing that to bring more exposure to himself. I don't really think he means what he says. He's just very confident in himself, but he shows a lot of arrogance too with putting a lot of things out into the media that he shouldn't really be saying in regards of Super Bowl champs are not the world champs or NBA champs are not the world champs. It's like, bro, there's a reason why these two leagues are the biggest in the world and the biggest in our country because a lot of people love to watch them and we have the best competition. It's just as simple as that, really. Like, I don't know. He gotta chill, bro. He gotta chill.
He's gotta chill. He's gotta chill.
He's gotta chill.
Don't get that boy a hug. Don't get that boy a hug.
Yeah, facts. All right, so let's move on to Tyreek Hill's best friend on the team, his quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa here. And let me put up this article right here just for the fans right there, that just in case they want to read along with it. But we're gonna be talking about how basically, I gotta change it here. One second. Yeah, shit. Forgot I gotta change it every single time here. But we're gonna be talking about Tua Tagovailoa and what you guys heard about what he said about his old coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Brian Flores. Why can't I change this? Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties here. Sorry. Put this up.
Now you gotta call Ray, bro. He's head of IT, bro.
No, I'm freaking call. Well, what's the guy that works with Joe Rogan?
Oh man, his
the guy that does the.
I'm gonna lie to you if I tell you I know.
Here we go. I got it. I forgot his name. The guy that does this stuff with Joe Rogan.
Tell you.
Got the article right there.
That's such a raw ass uniform. Those throwbacks.
I think that's one of the best ones, 100%. So, Tua Tagovailoa, he said some comments about his old coach Brian Flores and how he used to treat him before, either before the games, during the games, after the games, whatever the case may be. The time that they spent together while he was there as a head coach, and he said this on the Dan Le Batard show, either a week ago or a week and a half ago. So he basically said, to put it in simplest terms, if you woke up every morning and I told you you suck at what you did, that you don't belong doing what you do, that you shouldn't be here, if you have a terrible person telling you these things that you don't want to hear and that you probably shouldn't be hearing it, you're going to start believing that yourself. I've done a lot of reflecting on the situation and communication. I think there's things that I could do to do better for, and I've grown in that way. He said all this about his coach, his old coach, Brian Flores, and how he used to treat him in practice. Basically, summarizing it, that he used to say he sucks all the time and you're not going to be anything. You're not going to be no good quarterback in this league and this and that. Blah, blah, blah. Frank, I'll start with you because it's your team here. What do you think about those comments that Tua said about Brian Flores?
I mean, I look at every situation in the sense of every coin has two sides, right? So when I look at it from the perspective of Tua, at the end of the day, it's like anything, you feed us negativity, and inevitably it's gonna mess with you. That being said, this is football. This is hard-nosed league. Sometimes you're gonna get that tough love shit, and you gotta kind of have to develop that thick skin and versus. Instead of like internalizing all of that shit, I would have tried to use that as fuel. I would have been like, all right, I'm gonna prove you wrong, That being said, when it's your head coach, it does irk you because you're the quarterback. This is supposed to be your team. You and your head coach should have a very good relationship. Um, and Brian Flores, I look at it from his perspective, and you're looking at a guy who's trying to keep his job. So he's trying to maximize. He's trying to push like his players to be the very best. That being said, when you're a coach, you have to your job is literally to get the best out of every one of your players. So we're not monoliths, so we're not all the same. You can't approach every player the same way. If that type of approach works with one player, it may not work with another. Tua seems to be one of those players that just doesn't work with. So you have to find a way to get through to him in order to get the best out of him. I feel like it was just one of those relationships that maybe at that time didn't fit. Who knows if in the future at some point they might work together again and they might have a different type of relationship, having learned from their previous one. But it was just one of those situations that just didn't fit. And it's proof because when you move one coach out and you put a different coach with a different approach, look what he's gotten out of Tua productively. You know what I'm saying? Tua's productivity has exponentially been better since he's been working with McDaniels. So McDaniels just had a better approach to Tua. He's a little more thoughtful in the sense of he analyzes players better and he learns how to get through to them and work with them. In
Yeah,
my opinion.
definitely. No, definitely well said. What do you think, Drew?
I think like it just is, I think coaches have their own approach, whether it be the philosophy, culture, whatever it might be. They kind of do what it is that they think works. But I don't know that it always works. And I definitely think that like Frank was saying, sometimes, you tell Kobe he sucks and he's dropping 60 on you. Like that guy needs somebody to like kind of challenge him in that way. He doesn't need you to come and tell him how great he is. He wants you to tell him, hey, you can't do this so he can prove you wrong. But I think with that, especially coming from a coach, if your rival tells you you suck, it makes you want to like it motivates you and prove them wrong. And that win comes in in a form of a win. If I'm going against my rival and he's telling me I can't do something and I beat him, that is my win. Um, and how I like overcome that situation. But when it's your coach, I think you don't win the game and you say, "Oh, look at that coach! I proved you wrong." Like you still need that relationship to be like a strong relationship. And so I think he had to be, hey, oh, you can't do this. And then when he proved him wrong, kind of give him that encouragement that he needed. Like, hey, man, I knew you had it, or that's what I'm talking about. That's what we need out of you. And I think that's what he was missing, from reading like the articles and stuff, where it was just like you you try to use that negativity to pump somebody up, but if you don't replace it with the positive aspect once it's been done, then it kind of just doesn't work. And so I feel like there must have been like an issue somewhere like in that where it was just like, hey, on those good days he wasn't getting yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is why I push you so hard type of thing. And so it just wasn't a good fit for them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I feel like there's got to be a balance, right, of both of worlds of being hard on a player and telling them like, yo, you need to be better. Like you're being crappy at this particular skill set or this particular movement that you're doing, and then there's got to be the other side of it of giving them encouragement and letting them know like, yo, you're the best fit for this job. You should you're doing this great. You're doing that great. Like I feel like there's got to be a balance, and if you're head coach Brian Flores at the time just saying negative things to Tua, who's you had him since his rookie year, and then 3 years after that, it's like, and then you bring in another quarterback, or you try to bring in another quarterback in Tom Brady, because there was rumors that they were trying to bring him in, and then you bring in Ryan Fitzpatrick, and you start him, and you don't start Tua. You start Tua at the second half of the season, and it's just like I know he had injuries and all that stuff, but he was still ready to go. I think his second year while Ryan Fitzpatrick was there, and it's just like if you're just giving him negative stuff each and every day, bro, he's gonna go home, man. And especially if he's not that. like tough-minded kid, and he's gonna go home and be like, "Yo, man, do I really suck? Like, fuck, man, my confidence is going down. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. College, I was great, but in the NFL, it's different. Look at Tim Tebow, and it's just like a lot of things that go through your mind, bro. So I agree with Drew. Like, you gotta have that like open communication on like, yo, let me bring you into my office. Like, look, this is why I treat you like I treat you on the field, but just know that it's just to try to get you better. And then you see what your player says. If your player goes, okay, coach, I understand, I get it, I'll keep it going. Or if your player says, yeah, coach, but like I don't really like that. Like I need some like positive output too. Like I need you to be telling me as well. Like, yo, you're great, you're good. Let's go, keep it moving, keep it rocking. So if your player tells you that and you don't change and you stay the same kind of coach, it's kind of like living in the past, like being an old school head. Like, dude, you got to adapt with the times. And yeah, I can say that we probably gotten a little softer throughout the years to this generation for sure. But are you trying to be a great head coach, or you're just trying to be the same person you've been since you were a child? It goes one way or the other. And I just feel like Brian Flores could have changed that a little bit and been a little more positive with him instead of being just the negative Nancy each and every day. It's just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But yeah,
Yeah, I
man.
feel you, man.
Yeah. But just sticking with the Dolphins, bro. Frank, gonna ask you again because you use your team. How you liking the Dolphins this year, though? How you like it?
Yo, honestly, bro, I'm excited. But I'm also a realistic fan. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, bro. Being a Dolphins fan, I equate it to what I imagined what it would be like to be like a battered wife. You know what I'm saying? Every year they tell us that they've changed, that they're gonna be better, that they're not gonna be the same that they were before. They're not gonna let me down, and then inevitably, I get let down, and it hurts. It hurts every time. Last year, we looked so amazing at times, and I was just like, "Fuck yeah, dog! That's my fucking team. We dropping 70 plus on motherfuckers." Ah! And then you look at it realistically, and you're like, "Who are these teams that we're fucking murdering?" You know what I'm saying? They're all below 500 teams. Anytime we face the legend.
I love it. Dolphins fans, you need to learn from this guy. You need to be
every
realistic
time
about
we
stuff.
every time we face a
Even
team
Cowboys
that
fans,
had a
my fellow Cowboys fans, you got to be realistic too.
you know what I'm saying? Every time we face a team that had a better than 500 record, we struggled to say the least. Our offense all of a sudden wouldn't be clicking the way that we thought they were, and that's a real problem, bro. It's a legitimate issue that I have with the team. We went from being that team from so many years ago that would also very frustratingly we would lose against below 500 teams, and we beat the shit out of teams that had amazing records that year. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, the year that we went almost winless, the one fucking win that we had was against the Ravens, and the Ravens were like at the top of the AFC, and we beat the Ravens. We didn't beat any other team that season, but the Ravens. We beat the fucking Ravens. So the Dolphins, they've been doing this like I don't know what you would call like Chinese Korean style torture. To me at least all my life, where I love them, but they hurt me every single time,
I
and
can
I
hear it
keep
in your
forgiving.
voice. I can hear it in your
I
voice.
keep taking them back. This is the most toxic relationship I've ever had.
You're the most loyalist to his ex ever.
I feel like that's what loving a team is, though. Like you shouldn't be so dedicated to these teams because no matter who your team is, like it was like the Lakers have like the most wins, or Boston I think just had like got it, but like both of those teams have like the worst season sometimes, and you're just like, man, I gotta live with this now, or like you said, like the Dolphins, though you're like, oh man, we're great, and then all of a sudden you're just like, I don't know what happened. I thought we were supposed to be, the Cowboys is a tough one because it's like every year you got the media telling you, is this their year? Does I could be the starting quarterback. Hey, Dru Charles, I think this might be their
Fucking
year. And
annoying.
it's just like the media loves to say that this might be your year, and so you got to hear the whole
Hate it.
world saying, I think they're going to get it, and not do it. And then sometimes, you're up 28-3 in the Super Bowl and then they lose and you have to live with that for the rest of your life. And
Look at
That's
him.
hard.
Look at him, chat. Look at him. Fuck, man.
Yo, George.
That really
Yo,
was hurt, bro. For real.
Yo, George, let me ask you, dog. Let me ask you something. Do you
Yeah.
have the Cowboys? You have the Cowboys fan uniform, the like Deion Sanders or like Ezekiel Elliott jersey with the jean shorts with the denim shorts and the blue and wolf gray 13s. You know what I'm talking about? The
I know
Cowboys fan
exactly what you're
uniform,
talking. The starter pack. The starter pack.
the starter pack. Yo, I have to ask, dog. Yo, you and my older
denim shorts. I don't wear denim shorts.
my older brother, bro, he's a huge Cowboys fan. Been a Cowboys fan all his life. I understood maybe in the 90s because y'all were raw with it. In the 90s they were raw. They had that time in the 90s. But bro, like it's y'all are on the same boat with Dolphins fans. I don't know why y'all be talking that shit.
Whoa.
What? What?
Dolphins have not won a playoff game since the year 2000.
Yeah, and your greatest quarterback since Troy Aikman was Tony Romo, and that guy's the biggest choke artist of all time.
He is.
Him and Matt Ryan. Yo, come on, dog. You know we were going to talk about the Super Bowl. You know we were going to talk about that crazy lead at the half and just fucking tanking. Just tank. Did they know that you're only supposed to tank in the regular season so you get a good pick for the next season? You're not supposed to tank at the end and the second half of the Super Bowl. Like, that's not how you do it.
But honestly,
you don't win it all there.
Dude, honestly, I don't even put the fall on Matt Ryan, bro, because they were up 28-3 at halftime. So that means the defense did not do work at all.
Didn't stop anything.
And the offense didn't score anymore.
Yes, true.
Okay.
But they did their job.
If they would have kept scoring, here's the thing: had they kept scoring, even if the Patriots would have scored on every drive, had the Falcons kept scoring on offense, they would have won. That's how math works. If I keep putting up numbers, even though if I'm already winning, and you start putting up numbers, but I just keep putting up numbers, it doesn't matter. You're not gonna catch up. It's like you and I you're never gonna beat me in age because I age every year. So even though you're aging every year, I'm aging every year too. So inevitably, I'm still going to be older than you, you know? So had the Falcons and Matt Ryan at quarterback, franchise quarterback at the time, had he been like, yo, I'm just going to keep scoring because I know inevitably Tom Brady's going to start scoring. He would have had a championship ring.
I feel like you still need that's crazy to be like, well, as long as the engine keeps running, if the tires don't work, we'll be fine. Like, you need everything kicking. Like, you can't just rely on one thing.
Have we not heard that defense wins championships? Have we not heard that?
Yeah. So just having more points. Because if you look at it, the Patriots defense was dog shit in the first half. Because Matt Ryan put up 28 fucking points in the first half. That's on average 2 touchdowns per fucking quarter. So, bruh. So, what, dog? It looks like the Falcons, the whole team was like, no, we're good. In the second half, we're like, we're good. Like, if it wasn't Tom Brady on the other end of that fucking field. It's Tom Brady.
That whole season wasn't like their defense wasn't that great. Like the Falcons didn't have great defense the whole season. We just put up 35 points a game.
So what happened in the Super Bowl?
We were on our way to 35 points.
And then you took a break. And Ryan said, I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna do the opposite of what I did all season in the second half of the Super Bowl. When it mattered the most. The most.
Crazy, man.
He choked. He fucking choked, bro. You're gonna tell me he did it? You're gonna tell me?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, it was a good season. I'm glad we made the Super Bowl. I was happy with the overall success of the year.
Yeah, me too. Like when he didn't win the fucking championship 2 times with Jimmy Butler, I was like, yeah, we're still a great team. We're not the best.
Well, we had injuries both those finals, so
brother, that's fine. But we didn't win.
I don't want to make excuses, but just pointing out facts.
No, right? I get all of that. But we didn't win. So at the end of the day, what matters, and I'm just being an objective fan here.
Uh-huh.
What matters is that you win. That's
Facts.
the whole
Facts.
point. You want your team to fucking win. When you lose in the championship, you were just the best at losing. Like you were just like the best loser. You know what I'm saying? Out of all of the people that lost that season, you were the best one, but you weren't the champ. So that fucking sucks, bro. That's never the goal. No one ever goes into the season going, "All right, guys, let's get second place. Let's go. Let's fucking go." No,
Maybe if
man.
the Dolphins would have won their 2 games against the Patriots in the season, they might not have been in the playoff potential to begin with. You guys couldn't help out in your own
Oh,
division. Like, come on, help me out.
yo, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Yo,
Yo,
but
look,
sticking with the Dolphins, Drew. What do you think about their upcoming season?
Man, I'm excited for them. Like I mean, we've clearly established. I'm not or I'm a Falcons fan, but living here in Miami, man, especially living in Miami, I watch more Dolphins games than I do Falcons games because you guys got the live coverage every Sunday. So I get to watch a lot of those games, and honestly, like now that I've gotten older and I've been here for so long, it almost becomes like your second team where you're just like, all right,
Yep.
cool. Like
Yep.
as long as you're not playing the Falcons, I'll go for you. I don't mind.
Same.
Do I got
Same.
a Dolphins shirt? Absolutely not. But I definitely catch myself, in a room full of Dolphins fans being like, yeah, let's do this. I hope they do this. And
Mhm.
you know, having seen it with the Heat, which I'm not as big a fan of, but like it's cool when a championship comes to your city. Like even if it's not your team, like to be a part of that atmosphere and be like, oh man, the whole city's all on this. Like it's a cool thing. So you always want to see the Dolphins do well in that sense. But I think they're figuring everything out, and the what you got out of Tua with under this new coach McDaniel versus what you're getting out of Florida is night and day. I mean, there was MVP talks, throughout the first half of the season. I think could have over like 4,000 yards,
Mhm.
plenty of points, things like that. And you guys had a nice balance where it was just like, oh, we have Tyreek Hill, we got Waddle, we got some of these fast receivers, but because of that, we also get to run the ball like crazy when you gave it to Mostert and
HA.
HA and all that kind of stuff like that. Like it just when you have weapons on, I want to say both sides, but like we have weapons in the air and on the ground like that, it's so hard to defend that. They can hurt you from anywhere. And so I think that it's going to be exciting to see what they do this year because they're just going to keep growing in that system and that they've kind of like created and they're just going to keep going. So I don't see why they wouldn't be just as good, if not better than what they were doing last year.
Yeah, definitely. Like I'm excited. I'm excited for the Dolphins for real. Like you said, like I'm not a true Dolphins fan, but I'm definitely consider them like a second team because born and raised in Miami, and then seeing all my boys that they're going for Dolphins and stuff like that, it would be dope for the city as well, seeing a championship because in I think our lifetimes together, I don't think we've ever seen a Miami Dolphins championship in Miami. So it would be dope to see a parade and all that,
I would
and
cry.
just yeah, type
I
shit.
got
I would
For
cry.
sure, you
I would
would.
cry
For
tears of
sure, you
joy.
would.
I would cry tears of joy legitimately.
this might have been the best season. I mean, I know they didn't win they lost in the first round of the playoffs, but like record wise, this might have been the best, if not like the second best season they've had since we've all been alive.
Yeah, man.
I'd say definitely since we won the AFC East with Chad Pennington, and Jay Fiedler was a legit solid quarterback for the Dolphins. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. The Jay Fiedler era, we were consistently contenders in the AFC East consistently, and he was fundamentally he was a hard nosed quarterback. He didn't have the best arm, but man, he would run out and block for Ricky Williams. Like he did all the shit that you needed from a quarterback. I like Jay Fiedler. I just have to put that out there. As a Dolphins fan, I really like Jay Fiedler. I'd say he was the second best quarterback we had for a very long time in a Dolphins uniform. Consistently, like he played up good numbers, and we won with him for the most part.
Yeah. No, he was pretty good. Just sticking with the team itself, though, man. You guys made some good moves for sure. I think last year your linebacker core was horrendous. The rush defense was horrible. The pass defense from the linebacker was middle of the pack of the NFL. And I think you guys made so much moves there this offseason that it's just going to improve your team that much. Then you bring in another safety, Jordan Poyer from the Buffalo Bills. That's going to help you guys tremendously as well. So your secondary, your linebackers, and your defensive line are all solid. So it's going to help you out. Your defense, your offense last year for like 7 weeks throughout the season, you guys were the best offensive ranked team. So just putting those two things together, making a mess and getting all that chemistry, bro, I think you guys have a legitimate run to try to make it to the Super Bowl. The only two teams that I think are going to probably stop you guys is the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. But hey, any given Sunday, bro, you never know what can happen. So, bro, I really do think that the Dolphins have a legitimate chance to try to make it to the Super Bowl. 100%.
I want to give a shout out to an aspect of our team offensively that we've struggled with for years, and that's our offensive line. Our offensive line has always been an issue for us because our quarterbacks would just get hit consistently. They're always under pressure, and for a long time that was just our Achilles heel on offense. Man, we would have great players on offense, but because our O line was inconsistent, it was a real problem for us, and our quarterbacks could never really develop plays or whatnot. And this past season, watching our O line play was impressive, man. We really, for the most part, protected Tua way better than we protected any quarterback in recent years, or in the last 10 years at the very least. So I was really impressed by our offensive line's ability to just protect Tua and allow him to let plays develop in order for us to really launch the ball downfield. You know what I'm saying? You need those 3, 4, 5 seconds in the pocket. Even though we have the fastest receivers, you need that time. Scan the field and do everything that needs to be done. And if we improved on that in any way, man, I'm seeing us looking really good offensively. And like you said, man, we got some really good, strong pickups in the defense. Specifically talking about our linebacker core, which was mediocre at best last year, bro. Mediocre at best, which sucks because the Dolphins have always been known for having solid defense and having really good linebackers. So seeing all these pieces come together, I'm excited for this new season. As a typical Dolphins fan, this is our year. You know what I'm saying? And I say that shit with confidence. Just don't hurt me this year, please. Like I don't think I can take it anymore. I'm gonna need to go talk to a therapist or some shit, man. Oh man, these
Not
emotional
fair.
black eyes. These
Not
emotional
fair.
black eyes are too much, bro. Too much.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
talking about your offensive line though, man. Like I do agree that you guys have had hardship in that for the last 10 years, I would say. Last year definitely was a step up in their game, but I still feel like there's a lot more there that needs to be accomplished. Like I feel like they're doing too they're letting defensive lines get too much pressure on their quarterbacks in the preseason. So, yeah, we're 2 weeks away from, the Dolphins' first NFL game of the regular season. So, we need to see more improvement there, and especially your center. I've been seeing highlights of the center that is just like, this guy's getting pancaked left and right. You can't be having that in the regular season going up against these tough defensive lines, and especially in your division with the Jets, with the Bills, with the Patriots. Like, and we see him 2 times a year, bro. Y'all better step up.
Yeah, our run game's gonna be trash if we don't fix that, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, good thing you have speedy backs, but dude,
No,
we
let me
need
tell
more
you,
help.
and we have skillful backs. They're fast and they can move with the ball. But it's what you say, man. If our center's getting pancaked every other down, well, how are we gonna create these holes, these pockets for them to run through? So that's definitely something we got to work on. But we got what, a week and a half away from our first game.
2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today.
2 weeks from today. 2 weeks from today is our opening day. So yeah, man. We got to fix that. 14
Yeah,
days.
gonna be good. It's
14
gonna be
days,
good.
man.
All right, let's move on to Drew's team right here because the Atlanta Falcons made some moves in the offseason, and they brought in a Pro Bowl quarterback, Kirk Cousins from the Minnesota Vikings. And I know Drew and I talked about this on our last episode together that we were on. So I'm not going to get really too involved in this, but I really want to bring up on what they said about Kyle Pitts. They're saying that Kyle Pitts finally has a quarterback that can actually give him a good season. And I kind of agree with that, but what you think, Drew?
I think it'd be good, man. Like, I think like coming out of college, out of Florida, I want to say, it was always just like, oh man, this is almost like a wide receiver in the tight end position. So like you needed him to somebody that could get him the ball and kind of so he could kind of do those wide receiver type things. And we just really haven't had it over the last couple years. You know, he wasn't really getting the ball like that, or whatnot. So I'm excited to see like somebody that actually can throw it and somebody who's known for throwing, what they're gonna do, and not just him, but for like London. What does that do for Robinson, like at the running back? Like, oh, that take pressure off of him. So you got to do more because it's like, oh, there's threats down the field. We got to watch out for him. Stuff like that, or just little passes to him and whatnot. So I think it's going to be big, but I definitely think it's going to be big for Pitts because I think that's kind of what he needed. That's the kind of tight end that he is, and he needs somebody to get him the ball.
Yeah, definitely. What you think, Frank?
Hey, look, man. These teams go through rebuilding seasons all the time, and when you're a coach and you finally feel like you guys can. I coached Pee Wee basketball for a little bit, so I'm gonna use my experience with that. When you feel like you got a player that you can actually coach and has the fundamentals or has the skill set that you need or that you're looking for specifically for your team, and you find that, it's exciting. You know what I'm saying? I imagine that they just want to get to work. Um, when you have that, and then now he also has a veteran with Kirk Cousins, bro. Hey, look, Atlanta looks like it can have a decent season. I'm not saying that they look like Super Bowl contenders because that would be a lie. And I'm gonna always take my time to kind of shit on Drew's team just a little bit, even though it was nice to mine. But okay, this is what I'm here for. Uh, but look, bro. Every year you have teams that come out of nowhere and surprise the shit out of you. Atlanta could be one of those teams that just comes out the gate and has a great season, man. Straight up, it's like you said, any given Sunday, this type of shit can happen, bro. You can win or lose. Last season for me, that was the Lions, and I because I lived in Michigan for a little bit, I kind of had that little like, okay, cool. We don't really see the Lions. The Dolphins barely see the Lions during the season anyway. So this is a team I could kind of root for. And last year they were raw, man. They came out of the blue on the first game of the season, and they put a whooping on Kansas City in Kansas City. So this could be a season where Atlanta just comes out the gate and just fucking goes hard in the paint against everybody, and they can make a name for themselves this year and maybe not go all the way, but like make themselves contenders for that next season. They're legitimately contenders for the Super Bowl. You never know, man. You never fucking know in this league. So that's my piece on Atlanta.
Yeah, definitely. No, and just like we're sticking with Kyle Pitts, man. Like, definitely, I think he's gonna have a good season. I mean, I'm a fantasy football player, so every single year that he's been in, you don't see a lot of his stats up there on the boards for tight ends because he just didn't have a quarterback to throw him the ball. And you got a quarterback like Kirk Cousins; he's very good throughout the regular season. When it comes to fantasy football, that's all you really need. You don't need the playoffs. So just sticking with that, like he's gonna do very good this season when it comes to the amount of targets he's gonna get, the amount of catches he's gonna get, the yards after catch, et cetera, et cetera. So I really think that Kyle Pitts is gonna have a good season. Now, just talking on the Falcons, Drew and I have spoke about this before, so I'll probably just reiterate. But I really think they're gonna have a good season. They have a chance of winning their division. They picked up two great defensive players in the last few weeks. One, the Justice Simmons safety, and then now I'm forgetting about the other guy, but I know it was a defensive lineman. He's gonna help out Judon from the Patriots. There you go. He's gonna help out that defensive line. He's gonna create more havoc, and it kind of makes up for how they drafted because they drafted a quarterback with their first pick in the first round, and it's like you just brought a quarterback from another team and paid him 5 years, however, something $1 million and over $90 million for his whole contract. And it's just like, why would you go and draft a quarterback in the first round when you know that you need some replacements on defense? But they go in the offseason and they bring in a top Pro Bowl safety, a top Pro Bowl edge rusher, and now they're looking pretty good. And I think they're just gonna be fighting neck and neck with the Tampa Bay Bucks. But Drew, like if there's other things that you got to say on your team, just let it be known, brother.
Nah, I mean, before I get to that, I wanna say, I can't imagine Pee Wee coach Frank, like just him out there coaching a little kids team. I've been stuck on that. but no, I think they're going to be good. I think we do have the benefit of not having the greatest division right now. Saints, Carolina, I think they don't know what to do. We have to play them loose. But I also think that we got some pieces that are going to allow us to do a lot more this year. So I'm excited to see what they do with that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely is going to be a good football season, man. Bro, a lot more football to come on. So 2 weeks from now, baby, first game of the season. We got the Ravens and Chiefs. Before we get out of here, I want to hear you guys think wins that first game. Ravens are the back-to-back Super Bowl champions on that Thursday night.
I go Chiefs.
I'm going Ravens, bro. I'm going Ravens. Man. Ravens are a legitimate squad every year, man. Every year, they're always a problem, and that defense is always legitimate. Lamar Jackson, you can never discount Lamar Jackson, bro. That guy is a monster. The shit he put the ball in his hands is incredible. So, yeah, man, let's go Ravens, dog. I'm gonna go Ravens on that one.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Chiefs, man. Mahomes is a wizard. Like the way he, you watch him and you're like, yo, this doesn't look like the most. He looks like that dude that just always wants the ball out at like the wide basketball. Give me the ball. So take it out of here. We're not giving you the ball. Somehow he always makes it happen. With great diving throws and behind the back tosses and things. You're just like, yo, this man is out here living his best life. He's like a Steph Curry of the NFL or something. He just does what he wants, and I think if he's a quarterback, he always has a chance.
Yeah, definitely. I'm
Powers is awesome. The fact that he sounds just like Kenny Powers cracks me up, though. Like, have you seen those videos where like you see them talking and they put them side by side next to like a clip of Kenny Powers, and it sounds exactly the same. It's almost the same person. I love that about him. That's like my favorite thing about him, honestly, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bug.
Hey, definitely. I'm going Ravens, man. I'm going Ravens. The Chiefs they start off slow in the beginning. You saw it last year against the Lions. Obviously, the Lions were an up-and-coming team that people really didn't think that they were going to do that much work last season, and they proved a lot of people wrong, including myself. But the Chiefs, they start off slow, man, and I think the Ravens bringing in Derrick Henry, having that star-studded defense. Yeah, they lost Patrick Queen, but they're always having amazing linebacking core. That's like one thing the Baltimore Ravens will never lack, and their secondary is probably top two, if not one. Man, they definitely do. But dude, yeah, they're nasty, and I just feel like the Ravens are gonna come back with a vengeance. They lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the playoffs because they went from being the best rushing offense to not running the ball more than 10 times. I don't know how the fuck you do that, but they're not going to do that again this year with Derrick Henry. I'll tell you right now. So I got the Chiefs, man. I mean, I got the Ravens. I got the Ravens winning that one for sure. But hey, it's gonna be a long, fun season for sure. Man, hey, thank you guys for coming on, man. For sure, I got to get you guys back on. We'll probably do it like in the middle of the season, see where our teams are standing. Hopefully, all of us are above 500. You know what I'm saying?
I don't care about your teams, but yes, all of that for the
Dolphins. All right, man. Hey, appreciate you guys, man. We know G Perspective, another episode in the mix, baby.
All right, man. Thanks for having us, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be on here.
Heard that.